Hello and welcome back to the video tutorials for the teacher training and educational paths. If you are watching this video and you have not yet registered, please do so clicking this site. If you have, then you probably know that I'm Alvaro, the course coordinator, and this is a video on to help you do proofreading and translating. Proofreading and translating is part of any teaching tasks, especially the proofreading part, because most students, well, many students will want to be helped with the written part of their English. It's very, very similar to correcting their English orally, but this one would do it like and in the written form. Sometimes we do this together with the student. So if we're doing a one-to-one or a lesson, sometimes even over the telephone, and what we do is we have the document with us, and we do what I'm going to tell you to do with the student and talking to the student, and sometimes asking questions to the student. And this is ideal. And we do this during the teaching time on the spot, say. But sometimes there are many students that they're not taking lessons because they're not really interested in the other part of the learning. They're just interested in knowing, what mistakes they're making in the written form. Sometimes it's also because these are important documents for them that they need to send somewhere, and they want specific dedication. Very similar to translating. Sometimes they just want to see how to say something in English properly. But the whole point is gain something, a result, but at the same time learning from it. And this is why we include these in the teaching English as a foreign language, because one of the main aims is the educational part. In many cases, many of these texts are related to the education or the educational purposes of the student, of the person that is learning from English, and sometimes, very often, to do with education, and then it's even more interesting for when you are doing that. So if we're doing that, say I will share with you these documents. So if you're doing it directly with the student, then you just do it with the lesson, and the student will be doing that. For some students, as I said, they might not be your students. They just they just happen to need this. So I will be sending you, or I will be putting you on your shared folder the documents. I'll tell you more or less each document what needs to be done, if it's proofreading or translating, and also an estimate on how long I think you should spend. It's very, very flexible. Obviously, it depends on the quality of your, result. Some of you might do that very, very quickly, and that's okay. Some of you might not. In any case, please add the link to the document and the feedback to your TEFL portfolio, just as if you were doing it on with one of your students. Put a non-student and put in the format, instead of face-to-face or phone tuition, put proofreading or translating or both. Okay? So if we were proofreading from a text in English, what we do is we get the document, we change this from editing into suggesting, and then we spot the mistakes. Say, for example, here there is one. This one I've done it on purpose, so that way there is a mistake here. So when we change it, so in this case we delete the letter, then it says who has suggested that, and so it will be you, and then what the suggestion is, and then someone, probably the student, will have to validate that. And validating, it means that they accept it, and at the same time is learning. Yeah, we can do this way, or we could just say no, we delete the whole word or the whole paragraph or whatever. Sometimes when it's grammar, we need to delete whole sentences or even paragraphs. We delete it and then we type it again. And then again, same things. So we've replaced one for the other. Yeah. If it's just one letter, obviously it's faster for you and the student to understand what the problem was, rather than the whole word. And if it's again same thing with words within a sentence or within sentences in a whole paragraph. But whatever you feel that is better for you and the student that is learning. and with this you will do the whole text. Now, if it was translating, in this case, for example, this document is both proofreading and translating. If it's translating a whole long document, then the best thing is that you create a copy of the document, and you have maybe you have two windows, one with the say the original version in Spanish, say, and the other one, the other window with the English translation. In this case, because it's proofreading and the translating part is only a few sentences, what we do is we can suggest a whole change for this paragraph. So we delete the paragraph and then we start typing the the suggested here. Yeah, obviously we just type there the whole paragraph in English, which is the equivalent of saying, hey, everything was wrong. Obviously it was in Spanish, and we'll just correct it. Often these are bits of sentences that maybe the students just tired or realize later, or wants to see how it's done properly in English without suggesting how the student thinks that it's done in English, often because they're not sure that if they suggest the equivalent in English, it will help you or it will help them in their learning of English. So they might have translated that part of it and then compare what they're doing with what you are doing, and obviously it's understood that what you're doing is best. If when you do this, you need help with understanding the original document, whether it is because of the some vocabulary or something, obviously you can do lots of search online. There are plenty of resources that you can find just by googling the word and then finding the word in Spanish in many different documents and learning from it. But if you're not sure that what you're doing is correct, then you should check with the person, the teacher that is doing is helping you with this other language. So, say most of you will be doing this from Spanish to English, and then if that's the case, you might have, or you should have, a Spanish teacher then use them to help you with the Spanish that you're not 100% sure that you understand. And I mean it's very important, because that way you're also learning from the Spanish with help. Most of it, the help that you get online will be sufficient. Then you will say, yes, I know that this is the case. But if you're not 100%, then just check with your teacher, which is good, because then your teacher is probably someone native speaker of Spanish in this case, and he or she will like to learn the English as well. And if it's something that you've come across difficulties, then your teacher will also learn from that, and that's sharing the everything, the learning for everyone. So the student, your teacher, and yourself learning, everyone, in a happy network. Okay. Well, if you have any question, please send me an email. And let me know. If you have any question with the Spanish that maybe you could not solve it with your teacher, or because you don't have a teacher, then just send me an email with the link to the document, or even the copy of the paragraph that you have any issues with, and then I'll be able to help you as quickly as possible. Thank you very much for watching this video, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.